Okay, so the patch is actually live. The patch 11.08 and it's the biggest in Valorant's history. And I want to specifically talk about agents in this video because all these agents, I mean, we have 20 agents that are getting nerfed. We have map changes like Abyss and also Pearl and also some gun changes. But I want to specifically talk about these agents because 20 agents it's quite a lot. And this patch, it's a big one. So we have Breach. Now Breach feels less oppressive. The fault line cooldown goes from 40 seconds to 60 seconds, so you won't be stunning every fight, and its concussed lasts 2.5 seconds instead of 3.5, which means your team has to swing faster. Also his ult, the Rolling Thunder, is easier to dodge because the width shrinks from 23 meters to 18 meters. And the stun drops from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. So defenders recover sooner. Now we have Fade. So Fade's info slows down across the board. The hunt takes longer to reuse, cooldown jumps from 40 seconds to 60 seconds, and it scans for less time. 1.5 seconds instead of 2. The Nightfall covers less space, 20 meters wide down from 24, and also the Mark lasts 8 seconds instead of 12, and the DK is now a flat 75 over time instead of that heavy front-loaded drain. The Prowler's near sight is also a little kinder to enemies. They can see up to 7 meters now rather than 5, so they are not totally blind at a close range. Next we have Gekko. So Gekko will not be able to chain his creatures as fast. When you pick an ability back up, the cooldown after reclaim goes from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. Wingman is easier to shoot, so the health drops from 80 to 60, and his concuss is shorter at 2.5 seconds instead of 3.5. So those plant diffuse hero plays get punished more. Trash is also a bit squishier with health reduced from 200 to 180. Next we have KO. Now KO loses some spam value. The 0 points cooldown goes from 40 seconds to 60 seconds, so fewer suppress checks each round. His ultimate gets the global steam nerf too. The fire rate bonus cut from 15% to 10%, so he's less spray and spray while ulting. Sova's Recon Bolt simply comes back slower. Cooldown up from 40 seconds to 60 seconds, so you get fewer free info cycles on defaults. Next we have ISO. So the kill contract, and it's all about his ult. So the kill contract pulls from closer range now, dropping from 48 meters down to 36 meters. And this is quite a lot. Next we have Neon. Neon has to budget speed. High gear takes much longer to recharge, going from 20 seconds to refill to 60 seconds, so you can't sprint every interaction. Relay bolts concuss also trimmed down from 3.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds, which shrinks your punish window. Next we have Reyna. Reyna's entry tool is softer, so the Leer health drops from 80 to 60, so it's easier to break. The Impress gets nerfed as well. The reload speed bonus goes from 25% down to 10%. Fire rate from 15% to 10%. Weapon draw and recovery bonuses squeeze down to 10% from 25%. So the ult is still strong, but less of an I win buff. So yeah. Next we have Waylay. Waylay trades some chaos for control. Saturates hinder lasts 3 seconds instead of 4. Her ultimate convergent paths no longer spawns an after image or pushes her back, but now briefly locks your aim or movement like a mini Rolling Thunder on cast. The hinder duration falls from 7 seconds to 6 seconds. The width shrinks from 18 meters to 13.5 meters, and the move speed buff drops from 15% to 10%, so it's more commit and coordinate, less steam roll. Now we have Yoru and my main. Oh man, I'm so sad. So Yoru's trickery is easier to read and break. So we have the gate crush, and the health, the HP actually goes from 60 to 20, and when he teleports or fakes it, the audio now plays from Yoru's real location. So fakes don't mislead as hard, and I guess this is a good thing, right? Because your enemies won't hear your TP where you are TPing, because they will hear the sound from where you actually are. So that's a pretty cool one, but he got nerfed like, oh my god. So the clone now blinds for 2 seconds instead of 3 seconds. His flashes goes from 1.75 or 2 seconds, they go down to 1.5 seconds, and now uses standard flash fall off, so off-screen pops aren't unfairly strong. And now we have the ultimate. So during his ultimate, you will not be able to throw your clone, and you will not be able to throw a flash, which is absolutely insane. And basically you will use these ult just like for reckoning, maybe throw a TP, but basically that is it with Yoru. Next we have Raze. So Raze's movement tech gets checked. If she's slowed mid-air, her blast pack now loses force, similar to how slows affect dash abilities. So Satchel zooms through mollies, and slows are way less reliable. Next we have Astra. So Astra's crowd control windows are tighter and slower to cycle. The gravity well's fragile lasts 2.5 seconds instead of 5, and its cooldown jumps from 45 to 60 seconds. The Nova Pulse stun drops from 3.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds, and its cooldown also goes from 45 to 60 seconds. Even her smokes are slower to recycle, with Nebula's cooldown increasing from 25 to 35 seconds, so you can't re-smoke every choke on command. Brimstone Steam Beacon gets toned down by the standardization, the fire rate bonus falls from 15% to 10%, and movement speed from 15% to 10%, so entries feels less turbo. Omen can't reset vision control as freely, so the dark cover cooldown rises from 30 to 40 seconds, and Paranoia gets a range rework, so his blind will travel faster, 20 meters per second from 16, but the maximum travel distance shrinks from 32.5 to 25 meters, so you have to be closer to take deep angles. Next we have Viper, and Viper hurts you less on first contact. The initial decay from touching her utility goes from 30 down to 10 health, so fast pops through the smoke don't feel as punishing at the start. And next we have Vice. The Arc Rose can be destroyed once the flash wind-up starts. The flash lasts 2 seconds instead of 2.25, and you no longer get the "they are blind" audio confirmation. If enemies destroy it, the cooldown penalty is harsher, up to 60 seconds from 45, and recalling it always triggers a 20-second cooldown. Her sheer wall trap is easier to bait now. It spawns when you step in and then leave the trigger zone, and enemies get a private audio cue when they enter. The Razor Vine health is halved from 40 to 20, so it gets clear quickly. The Steel Garden takes longer to arm, 4.4 seconds instead of 3.4, and its radius shrinks from 32.5 to 26 meters. We have Cypher, and Cypher gadgets get louder but slower. So the spy cam is revealed to enemies within 8 meters when inactive, and has a louder 20-meter audio when active. If it's destroyed, the cooldown to try again goes from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. The trapwire no longer yanks you back or instantly reveals after the wind-up. Instead, if you get zapped, you're slowed and briefly revealed for 1 second. You can change slows if there are multiple wires, but the hard cooldown is gone, so it's less of an instant death trap. Next we have Killjoy, and Killjoy's unattended setups are easier to crack. The turret takes longer to come back after dying, 60 seconds instead of 45, and when KJ re-enters its range, there's now a 2-second reactivation instead of 0.5, plus a new wind-up queue. Alarm bot's health is cut from 50 to 20, its reactivation goes from 1 to 2 seconds, and it also has that wind up when KJ steps back into range, so you can push and clear with less fear if she's not watching. Next we have Deadlock, and Deadlock's tools bite a bit less. So the GraphNet cooldown increases from 40 seconds to 60 seconds. The barrier mesh, the small nodes are weaker with health down from 570 to 480, and Sonic Sensor's concuss goes from 3.5 to 2.5 seconds, so audio mistakes don't punish as hard. We have Sage, and this is the last one. So Sage's wall is just weaker. Each segment's health drops from 800 HP to 600, so it breaks way faster under focus fire. Even the cost and fortify changes help her in other ways. So overall, the patch trims hard crowd control durations, slows down signature info tools with a 60-second cooldown, and makes defensive gadgets easier to see, hear, and break. You can still win rounds with utility, but the numbers push you to coordinate timings. Otherwise, fights reset to straight gunplay much faster.